Sure. So I'm Faisal Aklan. I'm Associate Professor of Industrial and Systems Engineering, and I'm the Director of the Engineering Management Program. I work closely with Leanne. She's my right hand. I get back to her with anything I need to know about the program. She helps all the students with advising and answering questions. My undergraduate degree was in industrial engineering, but I also did a specialization in engineering management. And I had also a master's and PhD in industrial and systems engineering. I do research in topics related to engineering management, and also I do emerging technology related research, VR, AR stuff, and automation, robotics. And I have been the director for the EM program for almost 5 years now. So it has been a good experience and learning from everyone. And I teach one course in the program, EM 620, Safety Management. I'm actually offering it this semester. So thank you all, and I look forward to the discussion. It will be maybe 15 minutes formal presentation, and then we'll have like informal discussion, and we'll talk about anything that you want to know about the program.
And I think I already know some of you guys, Leanne Ellis, and I work very heavily with the engineering management program along with all the other programs. Been in higher ed for almost 39 years. All but 5 years have been with U of L in engineering. So I've gone from the ranks from freshman orientation, advising undergrads to where we are today. So again, thank you. And look forward in the presentation and look forward to hopefully working with all of you in the coming future. Thanks.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you, everyone. So I will go briefly through the slides I have here, and then we'll just open it for questions and answers and discussions. So before we start, I put this slide here just to, for those who are not familiar with engineering management. So it's the art and science of planning, organizing, allocating resources, whether these resources are human or money or data, machines, and directing technical activities. This definition is from ASM, American Society of Engineering Management. It also bridges the gap between engineering expertise and business management. So it combines knowledge and skills from both engineering and management or business, and focuses on leading teams and projects with technological components. I listed some books here. These are some of the books we use in the courses we teach, especially the engineering management course. Some of them are from the ASCM, American Society of Engineering Management. Okay, so as I said, so the engineering management, it bridges the gap between engineering and business. So it combines skills and knowledge from both. As you can see here, the left side is the traditional engineering discipline, which focuses mainly on that specific discipline, whether it's like mechanical engineering or electrical engineering, civil engineering. They focus mainly on that specific discipline with some engineering topics. Business, however, focuses more on the general management, especially the MBA program or degree. They also focus on management of technology. And if you think about EM, it's the gap, the bridge of the gap between these two areas. What we do in engineering management is not to focus on specifically the technical aspects of specific program, but the skills that every engineer needs today. We call them 21st century skills. Those include effective communication, management essentials, problem solving, financial analysis, ability to identify opportunities, validate ideas, manage projects, decision and risk analysis, intellectual property, management law, and also negotiation. So all these skills are not taught actually in the traditional engineering disciplines. They teach, like, for example, problem solving as a secondary, but the focus is mainly on the technical aspects. Like, for example, they will teach you how to do a 3D design or modeling, or how to do a simulation or optimization modeling. But the what we call the 21st century skills, those are specifically covered in our courses. We have courses in effective communication, we have project management, safety management. We have actually 2 courses in management law, IP law. We teach courses in process improvement, quality management, leadership, and engineering management. Our degree, so it's this is to answer your question, Carl. So it's 100% online, so you don't need to attend on a specific time, and it's 8-week courses. We cover all the required topics, and we have 2 terms every semester. We have 3 semesters per year for spring and summer. It's open to all students as long as they have the required prerequisites and language also requirements. There is no requirement to come to campus unless you want to attend the graduation ceremony. And no set time for class meeting, as I mentioned. No thesis requirements. So all of our program requirements is courses, all courses. We don't have thesis. We do have projects, but these are within the courses, as we will talk about that later. There is no GRE requirement. Program provides a lot of networking opportunities with peers across the globe. You work with students from different backgrounds, different areas, different regions. We also have merit-based scholarships for those who are not from active duty. If you are paying your tuition, we have scholarships to cover 10 to 15% of a discount on the tuition. You may ask, what can I do with an EM degree or engineering management degree? So you can actually work as a data science manager, senior consultant, engineering change leader. You can be a president of a company. You can work as operations leader, healthcare manager, manufacturing, logistics engineer, project manager, and more. So different titles with different areas, applications. And this is the list of companies where some of the companies where our students come from or work at. So we have UPS, we have Meta, Ford, we have military, Navy, Air Force, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Brown Furman, and you name it. Now, the courses we have 30 credit hours. We have 2 courses that are required. These are EM 613, 661, Operations Management, Engineering Statistics. And then the other courses are elective. So we offer multiple courses in every semester. You can pick the courses that you think are best fit for your needs and knowledge. So we have like project management, we have safety management, we have process improvement, Lean Six Sigma, we have management law. As I mentioned, we do 6 terms per year, 2 in the fall, 2 in the spring, 2 in the summer. Courses are 8 weeks long, and these are the dates. I removed the dates because they may change slightly from the year to year, the exact dates. But so summer 1, for example, term 1 summer starts from May to June, so May 6 or 7 to June 22nd, for example. Summer term 2 is June to August, and so on. One unique aspect about our engineering management program is the graduate certificate and the Six Sigma Black Belt. So basically, we have 4 courses that are all part of the EM program. 2 of them are required. So EM 613, 661, you take them as part of the EM program. And then we have EM 684, 85. Those are 2 1.5 credit hours courses. They are offered in the same semester, term 1 and term 2. And if you take them, it will be one of your electives. So these 4 courses are part of the engineering management program, but also counted for the graduate certificate and Six Sigma black belt. So once you finish them, you apply for the graduate certificate. You pay $40 application fee, and then you get the graduate certificate in Six Sigma from Louisville, in addition to your engineering management degree. And then if you are interested in the black belt, Six Sigma black belt, we have a collaboration with the Institute of Industrial and Systems Engineers, where our student can take their exam, Six Sigma black belt exam, and then finish the project within the courses. We work with you on the project requirements. You actually have up to 1 year to finish that project. So once you take their exam, and we actually have 95, I would say, or maybe even 99% success rate of the ISE black belt exam. So once you finish the exam, the project, you will get the black belt certificate from ISE. Actually, if you are to take the black belt certificate through ISE outside of our program, I believe you'll pay like $9,000 or $10,000 for the training and the certification. We also have other certificates. So the the Six Sigma Black Belt certificate is housed within the engineering management program. We have other certificates. We have 3 more that are housed in the industrial systems engineering program. We have engineering logistics, we have analytics for engineering decision making, and then we have healthcare systems engineering. So we have 3 electives that you can take outside of the engineering management program. So if you are interested in any of these 3 certificates, you can take 3 elective courses from the MSI program, the Master of Industrial Systems Engineering, and then you can get these certificates. Okay, for admission requirements, so we require a bachelor degree or equivalent in engineering or related scientific field from an accredited institution. So we have had students with physics, chemistry, biology, criminal justice, psychology, different backgrounds. As long as you have a bachelor degree and then a minimum of Calc 1 and statistics, we can admit you into the program. As long as you satisfy the other requirements. So GPA minimum is 2.5 or above. If you have a lower GPA, we'll work with you on a case-by-case basis. Now, for the calc and statistics requirements, if you don't have them, there are options that we will work with you on to finish these prerequisites, whether you can take a short course online, or for statistics, for example, we have a course, a graduate course, MSI, not MSI, ISE 560, which is online also. You take it as part of the electives and also to satisfy the statistics prerequisite. So the process is to submit your application online. This is the link here. If you are not active duty, you will submit or pay application fee 65. And then we require 2 recommendation letters, personal statement or resume, you just need one of them. And then official transcripts. At the time of the application, if you only have a copy of your transcripts, we will go with that. And then if you're from UofL, we don't need your official transcripts because we can get that. Recommended or preferred, I would say, application deadlines. So if you want to join in the fall, term 1, you can apply in August 1st. Term 2, you can apply in September 15. Are these still accurate, Leanne?
Yes, it's for, we would need a completed application by these dates.
Yes, but you can start that. Yeah, you can start your application anytime, but in order for us to be able to process your application on time and have you start on that specific term, we need the application to be completed by those preferred application deadlines. Program cost, $850 per credit hour. This is for 25-26 fiscal year. This is actually cheap compared to if you look at other programs elsewhere. This is actually cheap. They also charge $10 per credit hour for online classes, and then 25 per semester speed technology fee. If you're active duty, we have the discounted tuition rate, 250. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we offer merit-based scholarships every semester. You need to apply. We have a form that we will share with you to submit. And this is discount on the tuition 10 to 15% every semester.
Let me add something on this slide here since we have
Please, yes.
2 active duties on here. If you're if you qualify as an active duty student, meaning 180 days plus of active duty, which sounds like both of you are fine, you would be you as a student would be responsible for any fees. So that would be the $10 per credit hour for the online class fee. Each class typically is 3 hours. And actually the speed tech fee is now 50 a semester instead of 25. So the military, the government would cover the 250 per credit hour. And then you as a student just has to pay that fee. That is not covered by the active duty tuition rate. But yeah, I just want to kind of throw that out there.
Thank you, Leanne. And also the scholarship that we offer, the merit-based scholarship, doesn't cover the fee, only the tuition.
And if you're active duty, then you would not be eligible for the merit-based scholarship because that's already covered. But in Jill's case, because she's not active duty, and as long as she is paying tuition out of pocket, then she would be eligible for that merit-based scholarship once. And you fill out the scholarship form after you have been enrolled for that semester applying for. And it's part of the it's part of the welcome email that you get from me. There'll be a link in there.
Yeah. I have a question.
Please.
Yes.
All right. So if this might be a dumb question, hope not. But if I'm using my GI Bill, I wouldn't have to worry about any of that, would I?
I don't know a whole lot about the GI Bill, Deshaun. You would have to on Louisville's website, just go to louisville.edu and type in GI Bill, and you'll have to research it. I let the military folks here at U of L handle all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're dealing with the government, it gets technical, and we don't keep up with it.
Yeah, we have a dedicated office that you can reach out to. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, she does have a question regarding the application fee for IISE. Last I heard, it was anywhere between 35 and 75 to take the.
Yeah, it's less than $100 for sure. Yeah. That's the only fee we'll pay, and then as I said, so success rate have been, I would say, 99%. So first time our students, because we cover all the topics that are needed, and then we also offer sample questions, exams in the course that prepares you for the ISE. And then we will work with you on the first, I would say, 4 phases of the project. So we follow the MEng. If you are familiar with the Six Sigma problem solving approach, we follow the MEng approach. We cover the first 4 phases in the courses, and then the last 2 you have time like up to 1 year to finish them.
Was that your question, Jill?
Yeah, that was one of them, and I have a second part now. So the $25 speed technology fee, we think is now 50, and is that also per credit hour?
No, semester.
Okay. So if I took like 2 courses in a semester, it's just that one time for that semester.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll have with that fee, you will be giving access to I guess a Microsoft package that is here and MATLAB and all of that. So that'll be part of this that is this fee that you are getting, or that you're paying. So you will have access to that information, and that all happens once you've been admitted. Yeah, good question.
Yeah, I have only one final slide here about the ASCM. So ASCM is the American Society of Engineering Management, and we have a first world chapter here. We actually offer free membership for our students, and then by that you can get access to all the resources they have, including the 2 books that we use in one of our courses. So you can get a free PDF version of their book. You have access to all the other resources on the website, including some papers, conference papers, and webinars and other things. Actually, the headquarters is in Huntsville, Alabama. Good. Yep, this is my email and Kian's email here. Always feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions, but let's open it. If you would like to open your microphone, if you want to open your camera, feel free, and we are happy to hear any questions and answer them.
I have a question.
Please.
So with this, so with the black belt, program, do I need to take both electives? So I understand the 2 required courses, but then also seeing EM, I believe it's 684 and 685. Do you take both of them?
Yes.
Yes. So it's actually one course, but we split it into 2 so that you have time to finish most of that project. So we cover, or we offer EM 684 in term 1 and then EM 685 in term 2. We only offer the course in the fall and spring right now, not in summer. Yeah, but as I said, so half of the course will be in the first term and then the other half in the second term. And it's counted one elective course. Yeah.
And I think what she does, Deshawn, I think on that, as he said, term 1, you'll have 684, and that's where you're going to be working pretty closely with Dr. Gentry. She'll go over everything that needs to be done. She'll work with you on identifying a project. A lot of students, I think, do projects within their employer, but if that's not feasible for you, then she will work with you on assigning a project, come up with one. So once all of that is pretty much taken care of, everything's ironed out, expectations, your deliverables, then in 685 and that second half of the term 2 for either fall or spring is when I think she gives you the time to work on that. There you still will be some accountability, and then towards the end of the class is when it's presented.
Okay.
So yeah, so it is. You are required to do 684 and 685 the same semester because of that continuation into that project that you will submit when you submit application to take the black belt exam.
Okay.
Yeah, so just to add, so for the project, we leave it up to you if you want to do a project with your company or employer. If you need our help, I have mentored multiple students on the project. I gave them ideas and work with them on the project. So if you couldn't find a topic or a project, you can reach out to me. I can help with that.
Yep.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I did have another question. So I don't know if I asked this question to you already, Miss Leanne, but what is the ideal, I want to say, class load, or for average students such as myself, what advice would you give for the amount of classes to take per term, per semester?
So, I think I kind of answered you on that when we were back and forth. Every student's going to come in differently and a different position in their professional life and in their personal life. So what I do recommend for that first semester student coming in, so if you're coming in for this fall, I recommend that you start with just 2 classes for the semester. Start with a term 1 class. Only take 1 class during the first 8 weeks. You'll finish that class, and then we'll roll right into the term 2 class. That way because Carl has said it and you've said it too, that you've been out of school a while. You're relocating, you're transitioning. We know you're getting married, so we know there's going to be a lot of newness for you, not only with your
I remember.
Navy career, but also your personal life. So that first semester, that's why I recommend one per. When we get into the second semester, if you are in a position to where you did good, you did pretty good your first semester here, you're comfortable with the format on how an online class is delivered. You learn what works best for you and what doesn't work best for you on your time. Also look at your professional career. Some jobs may ramp up during January and February, kind of like an accountant. Accountant's going to be mind blown. Well, they're pretty much the whole spring semester. So, you
Yeah.
just have to look at your professional career, but also look at your personal career. There have been times when students get in here, they're getting married. They're expecting. So, or you may be traveling, or you know that you're going to have a TDY or deployment coming up at a certain time. So you know that, hey man, I can take a term 1 class in the spring, but maybe not a term 2. If you're comfortable with everything for your first semester and you have the extra time and flexibility, you can take 2 courses per 1 8-week term. And we'll kind of guide you through that. Once you complete the only 2 required courses for the program, the remaining courses are up to you based
Okay.
on what's offered. We don't offer all the classes every semester. As he just said, the 2 process improvement classes for Six Sigma, we offer those fall and spring only. Dr. Gentry teaches in that program, so she's got other classes in the summertime that she teaches that we only offer in the summertime. So there's a lot of flexibility there. And we work
I
with you guys.
remember.
You have 6 years to complete this degree. Students never needed that length of time, but life does happen. We have a student right now that we learned during Derby, had a tragic accident. He was in town from Florida, went to Derby, life happens, and he's been at the University of Louisville Hospital until today. I just forwarded you an email, Basil. He's been relocated back to Tampa for extenuating circumstance. So someone like that's extenuating. And we're going to work with him when he's hopefully ready later on. So if life happens, let me know. We'll work with you and we'll deal with it when life happens. But if you're good with 1 class per term, go for it. If you can do 2 classes per 1 term, up to you. The beauty of this program is not only is it online, but the classes are 8 weeks long. And you can take 2 classes during a semester, fall, spring, or summer, but not at the same time. So you're not overwhelmed. You're just not, what am I doing? You're second guessing yourself. It allows you that flexibility to do so.
Okay.
So I would just add that you can finish the program with a minimum of 1 year, a maximum of 6 years. We always recommend, especially if you are new and if you have been away from school for a while, we recommend start with 1 course in term 1 course in term 2, so 2 courses in the first semester. And then you can get a sense of the workload, the structure of the courses, and based on that, you can decide. In the following semester, you can say, okay, I will take 3 more because I can do it. Or you can say, okay, I will just do 1 course the next semester because I will be busy or something like that.
I remember. Yeah, because Miss Leanne did email me about that, so I do remember that for sure. So I thank you, and I would like to just forewarn you. I am a person with a lot of questions, and even if my
We
questions
are
might
happy.
my
So
questions might sound repetitive, but I do ask a lot of questions because I like to be sure.
Fine.
we
I
always
talked
like send questions. Yeah.
Yes. I talked to a gentleman about 2 hours ago. He called me and he's going to apply for this program, but we're planning ahead for summer of 27. So he's in Air Force. He's getting ready to be commissioned. So he's got lots going on. Carl, you can probably understand that. So ask questions, be proactive. I'm not a procrastinator, so I don't expect you all to be a procrastinator. So yeah, just shoot us the questions, whatever you have it, and he and I work crazy hours. I mean, here it is, 6:38 and we're still working. So
Yeah, if
bring
you
them
email
on.
me midnight, you will see my response right away.
Okay. I hope not mine, but Jill, you have a
Yeah.
question?
Thank you.
Thank you, Deshaun.
Yeah. So, the reason I didn't go straight into a master's after I got my bachelor's is because I knew I wanted to start working full time, and I guess that's why I sort of dragged my feet. I was a little nervous about, okay, well, I've never been full-time work, part-time student. So I'm sure the answer differs based on each class, but is there like a general routine, like, each week you can expect a quiz, a chapter, a homework? Is there sort of like a pattern with each one?
Yes. So I can tell you, I teach one course in the program, but I also have access to all the other courses. Most of our courses are designed as modules. So we have like 6 modules per course, and you have like 1 week or 1 week and a half to finish each module. So most of the modules will have like a discussion board where we post a question and then we ask you to respond to that question, and also um, respond to other students' answers. So that's a discussion board, and then we usually also have assignment, whether it's a homework or an online lab or something like that. So per week, and then some courses have projects where you finish a project by the end of the course. Some others will have exams like a midterm and a final exam. Some courses will open, like the instructor will open the whole course in the beginning, so you will see the schedule of the modules and the assignments ahead. Some will open like the first 2 3 modules, and then as you finish the first one, they will open the next one.
And each course will have a syllabus posted when class starts, so you're able to prioritize course dates, deadlines with your schedule. So that is required, but yeah.
Yeah, and you can also email the instructor. If let's say you want to take my course, you can email me before you even decide, and then I can share the syllabus with you, and you can go through the schedule, you can through the deadlines and so on.
Yeah, that's a really good recommendation to reach out beforehand. And then I think sort of my last question, I think it's because I'm overthinking it. How intense is the engineering statistics 2?
Good question. So do you have the prerequisite? Have you taken statistics
I
in
have
your
taken
undergrad?
2 of them before in undergrad. I'm not a fan. I'm a little intimidated by stats.
Yeah, I think so. What are the topics you taught in the undergrad, if you can remember?
Uh, Geez, well, the one was just business statistics, so very basics of stats, building that foundation. And the second one was labeled as engineering statistics, which was focused more using R script to actually code certain probabilities and things.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I was just kind of poking at, is this going to be another like we're coding while doing statistics, or is it a little more normal stats?
Yeah, I can tell you our course is more interesting, and it's mainly geared towards management. And we don't do any programming. So we use Minitab, so which is just an easy, you go to the menu, you select like, for example, regression, you put in your data and then you click and then you see the output. So you don't do coding. And all the topics, as I said, so they are geared towards management. The instructor has recording for the software, teaches you how to use the software from scratch, and also she has a lot of examples.
That just
Jill,
made my day. Thank you.
and that's actually, out of all the courses we offer, I get that question often. People are afraid of statistics. So Dr. Gentry is wonderful to work with. She'll work if you're having issues with it, definitely reach out to her, but that's with any professor too. Just reach out to her and she'll work with you and try to try to reach your learning style and helping with that, you know, but you've had 2 statistics classes, you'll probably be okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Carl, you're awful quiet. Are we good?
No, everyone else that's been asking questions, I definitely I'm benefiting from it, just hearing them. 'Cause,
Yeah,
it also,
I'm sure I've been
yeah, just
asking
like
Jacob also.
the course load I'm trying to anticipate, and then just the syllabus. I think that'll help us a lot to just know how much each of the modules is going to take. It's definitely going to help us kind of just schedule our obviously our professional careers with trying to take on classes as well. But the only clarification I really wanted to get from the team is it sounds like at some point, if we do want to try to get the Sigma black belt certification, you will have to take 2 courses. Correct me if I'm wrong. That is a mandatory thing, right? So at one point, you will have to have 2 different courses so that you qualify for that certification.
So,
Can you pull up that slide?
yes. Let me share my screen again. So the 2 courses that are required of the engineering management program. So the EM 613, 661, Operations Management Engineering Statistics, those are required for the engineering management program. So you take them anyway, right? Now, the third one, you take it as an elective. If you want to do the Six Sigma certificate. So we actually get 2 things, right? Or 3 things. You get the engineering management degree by finishing the 30 credit hours. And then if you want to get the Six Sigma graduate certificate from U of L, then you just finish these 3 courses. You have already taken the EM 613, 661 as required for the engineering management degree. And then if you talk EM 684, 85 as elective, you will be eligible for the graduate certificate in Six Sigma from U of L. You just pay the $40 application fee. Now, if you want to take the black belt through ISE, you will just need to take the exam through ISE and then finish that project.
So basically So basically what it comes down to, so we're talking about two different programs here. So the first program is a degree program, the engineering management. So here, and this is the courses that he's talked about here, 613 and 661, required for all students. If you decide, hey, I'm interested in becoming black belt certified, then we're going to talk to you about, hey, Carl, what about adding the graduate certificate in Six Sigma and completing that alongside your EM degree? So once you graduate from U of L, you'll have an engineering management degree, which is a master's, and then you're going to have a graduate certificate in Six Sigma. When you identify that you're interested in doing that, then we're going to come in and say, okay, then you need to complete for your degree and for the certificate EM 684 and then EM 685. So we will work with you. So EM 684 would 684, 685 will count for your engineering management degree, but it's also going to fulfill that graduate certificate in Six Sigma. If you add that Six Sigma certificate onto your EM degree, active duty students would pay nothing for that added certificate for U of L. Jill would have to pay the $40 application fee because she's not active duty. So, you know, really, we have a lot of students who are doing the exact that. They're getting that EM degree, but they're adding that certificate on so they can, on their resume, you can put on there that you have a master's degree from the University of Louisville, engineering management, and you have a graduate certificate in Six Sigma. And then once you pass the black belt, then you would add that onto the resume. So that could be where maybe you as an applicant would stand out from someone that doesn't have all that credential. But you know, as he said earlier, if you were to do the Six Sigma certification on your own, and Dr. Gentry literally travels universities. I think she was just in Wisconsin a couple weeks ago, and she travels the U.S. and she teaches this Six Sigma professional development. She teaches this, and it's anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 to complete it. Whereas
Wow.
here, you just add it on, and only thing you're paying, as you know, for Jill, because she's not active duty, is a $40 app fee. And then you pay the application once you apply to take the black belt. So this, you know, this program is very unique. There are many other programs, engineering management, that are out there, but this is where our program is very unique, you know, besides the 8-week classes. And a student can obtain the Six Sigma by doing this program at really no additional cost. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, because I get that question a lot. And sometimes it's hard to break it down, but it is 2 different applications because you're getting 2 different degree and a certificate at U of L. Does that make sense?
No, thank you. Thank you for the clarification. Awesome. Thank you.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
one thing we forgot to mention, you actually can just enroll in the certificate program itself. You just say, oh, I don't want the engineering management degree, I just want the Six Sigma certificate. So you enroll in the AM 613, 661, and then the AM 684.5. Then you can decide, okay, I want to continue and take more courses and then finish the engineering management degree. We have had students do that.
Absolutely.
But we recommend to do the degree, and then the Six Sigma certificate is just coming with it.
If you're active duty, you need to be enrolled in a degree program for that active duty rate to kick in.
Yes.
So, but if you're not active duty, you just want to do Six Sigma program, then that's fine. You can just do that only. But as he said, those who do that, they end up finishing out their master's degree. Jill, you have another question?
Yeah, I'm sort of just poking at the speed technology fee again. If we have a Microsoft subscription, can that fee be waived or no, because it's, you know, U of L specific?
All students.
Yeah, that's
at U of L.
specific.
Yeah.
So it's not just the Microsoft applications, but it's also all the other software. You actually have access to a lot of software, including Minitab, which we use in statistics. Not just that, but also if you have an issue with accessing a software or something like that, your email doesn't work, or you have issues with Blackboard, you can reach out to the IT office. They will help you with that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, thanks. And then also, there's a $40 application fee for that Six Sigma certificate. Is that pretty typical for most of those certificates to have that sort of fee, like the 40?
Yes, yes, that is standard, and that all goes to central administration, so we can't even justify that. The if you apply to the master's program, that's a $65 app fee, and the certificate is 40.
Okay, thank you. And then
You're welcome.
last question, I swear.
Oh, you're good.
So
This is awesome.
I was reading about the rolling admissions on the website, and so what's the typical timeline for once we have everything in our application submitted to sort of get a heads up of yay or nay?
Maybe 7 to 10 business days once.
Oh, wow.
Once I receive it. So once you, and you know, Deshaun can, I think he's in the app process, but he can kind of speak a little bit on this too. Once you initiate that application within graduate school, even you will continue to get updates on the app, especially once you have paid the app fee and submitted it. You will continue to get app updates. Grad school will release it to us for review, and I'm in that portal. I mean, I'm in that application process. Well, I don't know what they call it for you guys, but I'm in it daily. Actually, I'm logged on the other. If I go back in my VPN, I'm logged in it right now. So once I see that application, I move it forward to Fazil here, and he's pretty immediate also, and we get it turned over. And grad school's pretty quick. Again, you know, it's about 7 to 10 business days, and I think that's even kind of high once we receive it. All of us tend to do a pretty quick flip. So you'll be notified by email. Grad school will notify you, hey, congratulations, Jill, you've been admitted. And then I'm going to follow up with the next steps on that.
That's exciting. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Yeah, Deshaun just responded. He said it did not take long. Yeah, it didn't take long, maybe a couple weeks, but pretty quick. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's also too with vacations, again, that's why I say business days.
Yeah, just make sure you have everything ready, especially the recommendation letters. So we have two options. Either you include the recommenders' emails and then follow up with them to submit the letters, or you can upload the letters yourself if you have them.
I recommend the latter of that, what he just said. That's a real good point too. I recommend, if you can, to receive the letters of recommendation as a Word doc or a PDF, and then you load them to your application before you submit. That will speed things up. Once you submit that application, you as the applicant can no longer add anything to it. What will hold up an application is typically letters of recommendation. I've seen students actually miss an admit semester because of letters of recommendation. A lot of times it'll go into their spam. They don't get it. They're on vacation, and if your emails are like ours, you get bogged down. You can receive a couple hundred a day, and that kind of gets lost. So that's why I always recommend obtain those 2 letters of recommendation and then submit it. The only rule in the letter of recommendation is no family or friends. An employer or manager, supervisor, you guys have been out of school for a while, so you may not be linked to somebody at your university, but just no family or friends is all we ask. And no duplicate, no AIs or duplicate. I've actually had that before. And we denied them. It wasn't this program, but it was my computer science program, and we actually denied applicant based on that. So yeah.
So his or her reference was ChatGPT.
Well, heck, I think our dean has done that. But yeah, I mean, we know everybody's awesome, so yeah, it's just go through the
Yeah,
formality
we
of it.
do. Yeah, we do look at your resume, CV, your experience, transcript, recommendation letters, the cover letter also if you submit one. If you shoot us an email, for example, once you start or you finish the application, if you shoot us an email, we will know your application is there. We always review, but if you let us know, we will follow up with the graduate school and then make sure it's processed in a short period of time.
Yes, because grad school may come back after you submit and say they may require a personal statement and resume. That's not the case. Their programming can't dictate, because they got a lot of different programs at U of L they work with. Our program, we only want one. Honestly, we prefer resume. Resume is going to give us more about your professional background. Kind of lets us know where you're at and where you've been. So we prefer the resume versus a personal statement. Personal statements tend to get wordy and lengthy, and why you chose what you did, which is great and awesome, but we really kind of look at that resume and get a real sense of who our student is.
Yeah, especially I'm sure all of you are good in terms of GPA, but if your GPA is less than 2.5, what we do is I first look at the transcript to see the STEM courses, for example, math, science, whatever the grades for those courses, and also your resume if you have industry experience, relevant experience, so that can help also.
Absolutely. And if your GPA is, if your graduating GPA is below a 2.5, I will contact you immediately, and we require one additional form, but I will contact you. I will walk you through step by step on how to do that. Don't even worry about it. And if any of you have a master's degree, we can also, after you complete your first semester in our program, we can look at that master transcript and potentially transfer into classes or 6 hours towards your EM degree. So that's a nice little perk. That could take a semester off your transcript. But if you don't have that master's, no worries. That's why you're here. Great questions, guys. You guys have been a very, very interactive group, so that helps us.
Yes.
Yeah, I like to be mindful of everybody's time. Especially Carl, it's probably the middle of the night for him. So,
I'm actually getting ready for work right now, but
okay.
that's all right. I just want to say thank you, team. I know it's pretty late back in the States, and I really just appreciate your time, just giving us all the information, try to get started with the program. But other than that, really, again, thank you for the information. And my next step actually will be trying to get with our education office and figuring out our, kind of like Deshaun was saying, the TA, tuition assistance and the GI Bill and all that. But yep, I fully expect and I'll start the process with the application. But for timelines, I'm also getting ready for a move.
Okay.
So this is something I definitely have to consider with my schedule along with my professional career.
Are you coming
But
back stateside?
no, I'm actually going to stay overseas, but it's not going to be too bad. This will be probably my sixth or seventh move, so I'm kind of
Okay.
used to the tempo. But I
Okay.
definitely want to try to shoot for the fall, and kind of go from there. So
So,
Yeah. Go ahead.
as far as TA, with you guys, especially the Air Force, with you guys working with your TA offices, and Jill, I don't know if this would be the same with your employer, if your employer is going to assist with tuition, but I know the military and I know the Air Force is really big with this, that once you have been admitted, they want to know what classes you will be taking to receive your master's degree, and let me know that immediately once you've come through the program, and I'll work with you on how we do that. Because a lot of the educational offices want that information provided to them before they will approve TA. Also, look at your timeline for your TA. I've had 2 emails today where my military students kind of came in last minute and their TA was not approved. It was too late. So, because classes just started for us May 6th. So be mindful of the timeline when you're doing this for that.
Yeah, and
that's great
always keep
feedback.
us
Thank you.
posted if you need anything. So just shoot us an email. We can help as much as we can.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. Thanks, team.
Thanks, Carl. Good luck on
Thank you.
everything.
Take care. Say hi to Jacob.
Jill? Yeah, exactly.
We'll do. I'll see him today.
Sure.
All right.
Jill,
I'm
Deshaun,
out.
are you all good?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Okay.
Just like Carl said, so I'm gonna be using, because I'm like transitioning out of the Navy or out of
Okay.
active duty.
Okay.
I'm going through the GI post 9/11
Okay.
GI Bill.
Okay.
So I will begin with, of course, the University of Louisville military thing like that to make sure all of
Yes.
my things are paid for and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And yeah, kind of watch that timeline too. Yeah. I'm not
Yeah,
real familiar
I have
with
an
the GI
appointment with them
Bill.
on the 26th.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
But other than that, I have no further questions, and I appreciate all the advice and knowledge. And like I said, I do ask a lot of questions, so
And that's
I
good.
will.
Hey,
And that's good.
So
I would rather
thank you.
clean it up now than in the end, so we're good. And I did, Jill, I dropped our emails in this because you'll have this with Teams, I assume. We work with Delphi, our online learning team here at U of L, who are a fantastic partnership. And I think that they will email out the PowerPoint to you guys maybe in a week. I'm not sure of that timeline. But you have the emails here, and if you want to copy this PowerPoint, or again, I'll do a one-on-one. We can work that out. Just let us know.
Thank you.
One last thing, sorry.
You're
I'm an
fine.
overthinker and a go-backer.
No, you're good.
So the 2 only required courses, the PowerPoint did mention, take those first. Is that a recommendation or a requirement?
Required.
Okay,
It's a
all right, copy.
required, but if if for some reason you cannot take one of them, I mean, because so we have at least one course in the program that depends on the statistics and then the EM6 84, 85. So we would just need to make sure that you can finish within the recommended time. But if for some reason you cannot or you don't want to take EM613 and we have justification, we can tell you, okay, we can take this course now and take this next semester.
Okay, yeah, I was looking at a 613 to start with, and I noticed that in the fall they had a fee, but not in some of the other semesters. So I was kind of poking at, can I wait until a semester that doesn't call out that fee directly, or?
Do what now? Say that again.
So that fee is for the textbook, I think. She's talking about the fee. I think that's the textbook fee they added. So
yeah.
So we are
That's
still
new.
trying to understand that very well, because in the past you would just go ahead and buy your textbook. So what they're doing, I think, right now is they're adding that fee and then they provide the textbook or something. But we need to get some more information about that and get back to you.
Yeah, that was a surprise to us too, Jill, when we saw that on there. The only thing I think, Fazal, we kind of had brainstormed on was maybe when Professor was adding the required or recommended text, she may have clicked something that triggered that. But that should cover your books. There should not be any additional fee other than that. But we're speculating because that was a shock to us too. And I know a lot
because
of
that was
students.
just added this semester, I think.
Yes. Yes. And some students will do like a digital download, which is a lot cheaper. Some students will go, there's Chegg, there's Amazon. A lot of people go to Amazon, especially the active duty, because they can ship it easier. So there's a lot of different avenues. So I'm not real sure what happened there, but EM 613 and 661 are two of the required classes. So we do recommend they be completed your first semester because it does lead into your other classes.
Right, I'm tracking. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, to add on to what everyone else said, I'm really happy that you guys took the time to talk to us tonight. I'm really, really excited, and I don't think I've ever been excited about school.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, you guys sold me, and I'm really looking forward to the fall, hopefully.
Thank you, Jill. I appreciate that. Yeah, get that application in. Let's get you going. I will say, and Deshaun, you too, we're already working with you. All of our summer classes closed for summer for engineering management. So definitely if this is something you're, to have time, think about it, discuss it, submit that application. Once we get you admitted, you're ready to register and then you're done. I am projecting a lot of our classes to close for fall. So get it done now. Let's get you locked in. Let's tackle the anxiety.
Yeah, I would say so, Jill, if we are able to admit you for term 2 in summer, we can over enroll you in one of the courses if you want.
Yes, and our term 2 does start June 23rd. And it's not too late to get that app in for our term 2, but we do need it in immediately.
Is that okay if I selected on my application the fall 2026?
If you have already done app and you put fall, but you're like, hey, I'm prepared to start June 23rd, send me an email and we'll go from there. And we can move it back.
Now, let me ask you this
awesome.
question. Do you want to start in summer term 2?
Ideally, yes, I would like to get right in, jump in, right? I know I am waiting on one more recommendation to come in and some of my transcripts. But yeah, ideally, I've come to terms. I want to do this. I'm ready.
Let's do it. So for
do it.
transcript, Leanne, if I'm not mistaken, she just needs a copy for now.
Correct.
For the admission.
Correct.
So if you have a copy somewhere, you can just upload that to the portal. I think we will go with that for now.
Have you submitted your application yet, Jill?
I have, yeah, on the
Okay.
11th, I think.
Okay. You can send me an email.
Okay.
You can send me an email. I can kind of look to see where you're at.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome. Yeah, we can get her in. We can get her done. All
That's
right.
good.
Anything else?
Nope, that is all for me.
All right.
I'm good. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Deshaun has no questions. We're good.
Yeah, no question.
All right, guys, I'm super excited. This was, I think, one of our best info sessions. So thank you for a lot of questions on this, and excited for the applications are coming in.
Thank you. I'm excited
right.
to start this fall.
All
Yeah.
right.
Take care.
All right.
All right. Well,
Thank you, everyone. Take care. Yeah. Bye.
all right. Bye, guys.
Bye.